Hey guys, what is happening? It is Allison from Wonderlass.com and I am popping in on this simply delightful Tuesday afternoon for something that I like to call Tuesday Tips. So I wanted to pop in and give you 3 quick tips on how you can be original in your online business and not a copycat, because I know that it can seem really hard sometimes when there's like a million people perhaps in your industry to be original, when you're like, oh my gosh, like how am I supposed to do anything original when there are like 50 million other people. So I wanted to share with you how you can be original, because that's really important for obvious reasons. You don't want to just be copying someone. Really copying someone just looks bad, it's unethical, and if you're really copying someone, that can be illegal. So we don't want to do that. So that's why we're going to talk about how you can avoid doing that. Plus, putting your own spin on everything is just way more fun. So let's dive into how you can be more original, shall we? I've got a little bit of a presentation. So here are 3 tips to help you be original and not a copycat, and that is my cat, Mr. Purry, who totally puked on the living room floor about 15 minutes ago. It was so lovely. Here are 3 tips to help you be original and not a copycat like Mr. Purry. Number 1, when you are tempted to copy something, and I mean anything, whether it's just like, anything like a blog post or an idea or a piece of content, a product, or whatever it is that you see, ask yourself these 6 questions anytime you're tempted. Are you tempted to copy because, number 1, everyone else seems to be doing it? So a lot of times, like, trends happen and everyone will start doing something. So you want to find out, am I wanting to copy because it's a trend and I want to get on that boat? Or are you tempted to copy because you're just a tad envious of someone else's success, and let's face it, you're just like, I want to make that too so that I can have that success? Are you tempted to copy because you can't think of what to create yourself? So maybe you are just still getting your footing and figuring out what the Sam Hill you want to be doing. You're not really sure, and so you see something that inspires you and you're like, I want to do that too. Or are you tempted to copy because you just want to make money, which is never a really good reason, I personally think. Are you tempted to copy because you're not sure what your thing is yet? So this is going back a little bit to, you can't think of anything to create yourself, but maybe you just don't know what your thing is yet and you're trying to figure it out. And sometimes when you're not sure what you're doing, it can become easy to try and emulate what other people are doing. Or are you tempted to copy something because you are really inspired by whatever it is that you saw and you just want to do something similar yourself? Maybe you saw it and you're like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. This is what I want to do. Yes, I need to do that. So once you ask yourself those questions, if you answered yes to any of those questions, then you need to move on to tip number 2 to help you avoid being a copycat, and that is, put it through your I ain't no copycat filter. Yes, that is the name of the filter. It's an official name, I ain't no copycat filter. So whatever idea that you have that you're tempted to copy, you need to put it through this filter. And you do that by asking the 3 official filter questions. So number 1, ask yourself, am I clear on my own purpose and DC? I always call dream client DC. So you want to be clear on the purpose of your business and dream client for everything in business. It's like the most important thing. Everything should revolve around that. So that's the first question you want to ask, and you want to make sure you're clear on it. If you're not, you need to spend some time thinking about what the purpose of your business is and who your ideal customer is and who you really want to serve. It's important to be clear on those things. So ask yourself that question. Then, if you are, ask yourself question number 2. Can I pinpoint the source of inspiration and what do I specifically love about that thing? So a lot of times we will love something, but we don't really take the time to really pinpoint why. And it's important here because when you get specific about what it is that you love about something, you can then take that thing and see how you can apply it to your own creations. So is it that you loved something because you loved the way it was presented, or maybe you loved the packaging or the design, or maybe you just loved the topic, or maybe you just loved whatever it was that you loved. You need to be specific and you should write it down. I don't know why I suddenly got a weird bad accent. It happens. And then the third question you want to ask when putting your idea through the filter is this idea in line with my purpose and dream client? And can what I love about the idea be relevant to my own brand? So the answer should be yes. You don't want to be creating things or doing things in the first place if they're not in line with the purpose of your business and your dream client, and if it's not relevant to your brand. So if you can't make it relevant to your brand, then you can just chuck it out the window and save it for a rainy day, not in your business, because you shouldn't be doing it. But if you put that idea through the filter and you ask those 3 questions, and if you answered yes to all of the questions, then it is time to move on to the last tip, tip number 3, so that you are not a fluffy little copycat, as cute as that sounds. I mean, I'm picturing a fluffy little cat with pink nose and a little collar, and he's so cute, but you don't want to be that copycat, no matter how fluffy he is. Okay, so move on to the last tip. If you answered yes, tip number 3, personalize the idea and make it your own. And this one is obviously super important, because if you're going to move forward, then you need to make sure that you are truly making it your own. How can you do that? Well, here are a few ways that you can make it your own. The first thing you need to do is you need to just sit down and have a good old brainstorming session. Get comfortable, go to a place where you can have some peace and quiet, feel inspired, grab your favorite beverage. You all know I'm obsessed with coffee, so that's always the beverage I have, one too many of. And you need to think about questions like, how can you execute it differently? How might you customize the details to fit your brand, to fit the purpose of your business, to really cater to your dream customer? How can you put your unique spin on it and make it you? Can you share your own story? Can you share your own experiences? You really want to take some time to ask these questions, because if you're taking an idea from someone, you got to make it your own. And then another way that you can help to make it your own is think about, in a non-judgy, mean way, of course, but what did you not like about the idea? So you already identified what you liked about the idea, but is there anything about it that you didn't really like? Maybe how, whether that was like you didn't like the design of it, or you didn't like the presentation, or whatever it is, can you pinpoint something you didn't like so that you can change it and reinvent it and make it yours? So think about that. So just a little friendly PSA. Is that right? Public service announcement? Yes. Okay. PSA. Be careful to avoid the copycat trap. It is, as I already said, and the sun with sunglasses wants to remind you, it's just no good when you are straight up copying someone. No good at all. You don't want that in your business. Plus, you always want to be you, not as cheesy as it sounds, because this is like a quote going on, but it's so true. You do not want to be a second-rate version of someone else, or in this case, a second-rate version of what someone else is doing. No matter how many people are doing it, there is only one you, with only you have your unique stories and experiences and personality quirks, all of that stuff. So it is always possible to take something and make it your own. You just need to take some time to make it your own. Speaking of making it your own, I wanted to share something that I'm really excited about, because it's happening this month, so I want you to be in the know. And if you're not on my email list, I want to give you the chance to get a little heads up, because I'm really excited about it. And I would pound my desk if I could right now, but I can't because my microphone is on my desk and that would be annoying. But I am actually launching a brand spanking new course that has been baking inside of my brain for the last 5+ years. It's called Be Your Own Brand, and it's all about how you can create an authentic, personality-filled brand that stands out and attracts your dream customers. And it is landing on Earth. I don't know, I just got all alien and spacey, but it is landing on Earth here in a couple weeks. But I am only letting a few select VIPs know about it. I'm not making it available to the public. I'm only letting people who get on my VIP list know about it, but I'm really so excited because we're going to be going into all things branding. And if you know me or if you've been on my site, you probably know I'm like obsessed with branding. So we're going to be going exactly how you can infuse yourself into every single aspect of your brand so that it's 100% unique, it's authentic, it caters to your strength and really shows what you're good at. We're going to be going into how to design your brand, even if you are not good at design, you're not a designer, so you can make your site look good and all of your stuff look good. And I'm even more excited because we're going to be going into how you can take your own photos. And I was actually I feel so weird saying this, but it's true. I was technically a professional photographer for 7 years, and I've never done any type of like course on how I shoot my photos and all of that stuff. So we're going to be going into how you can take your own photos, which I think is really awesome, taking your brand to the next level because no one else is going to have the photos that you take, so they're going to make you stand out. Plus, you can make them fit with your brand perfectly, and they are just so much fun to take. So I'm really pumped about that. And we're also going to be going into how you can discover your own voice so that you can write better copy. And I'm talking about copy that resonates with your DC, your dream client, and just sounds like you, and so much more. It's going to be action-packed. So if you would like to create a brand that is original and is authentic, then I always like to say that you should be your own brand because your brand is you, and it's just so much more fun. So you should have your unique photos and your unique graphics and your unique everything. So like that's my stock photo that I took with my own two hands. That's a graphic that I drew by hand and then scanned and put onto my website. I'm so obsessed with branding that even my desktop folders are customized to fit my brand. So we're going to be going into how to make absolutely everything full of you. It's going to be great, and I'm excited about it, and I want you to be excited about your brand. You should wake up in the morning like, oh my gosh, I love my brand. Is this really mine? Yes. That's how I want you to feel by the end. So if you are interested in just being notified when it's available, then be sure to click the link above this video to get on the VIP list, because again, I am not notifying everybody about it. Not everyone's going to be able to check it out when it's available, only the VIPs. So be sure to check it out if you have any interest by getting on the VIP list. Plus, when you get on the VIP list, not only are you going to get notified before anyone else, like over a month before anyone else, but if you check it out and you're like, ooh, this looks pretty cool, I might want to enroll, then you're going to have the opportunity to enroll for way less, because it's going to be available to the VIPs for way less than the full price. And I'm really extra excited because this is the first time where I'm accepting founding members. So basically, I'm going to be creating the course really basing it off of founding members' feedback. So I want to make the course as awesome and valuable as possible. So I'm really going to be creating it with the people who enroll in mind. So it's kind of your opportunity to almost help me create the course a little bit. And I'm really super duper excited. So want to let you know about that. Click the link above sooner rather than later, because it's going to be closing soon. And be sure to sign up if you have any interest in hearing more about it when it launches. And of course, y'all know I love answering questions. So if you have questions about anything that we talked about today, or the VIP list, or maybe just life in general, well, not really. Well, yeah, you could if you want, but business questions, be sure to drop them below. I seriously love chatting with you guys. I love answering questions. I love just hanging out. So please post any questions or comments below. Even after the video ends, I am always happy to respond when I can. So yes, there you have it. 3 delightful tips to help you not be a copycat, no matter how cute the copycat is, no matter how fluffy the copycat is. You don't want to be a copycat. So I hope today's video will help you with that. And as always, I feel like I gotta say this part in a nice cheesy voice. Want more free courses and resources to grow your online business? Head on over to wonderlast.com. But for real, head on over to wonderlast.com. I've got lots of free goodies to help you kick online business butt. And with that, I am going to leave you to your Tuesday, and I hope you have a great day.